Hi guys, well I saw Iron Man 3 today and I have to say going to see this film during the day, midday on a weekday when when the schools are open and the kids are in school, I have to say that was a very pleasant cinema going experience. Um, no chair kickers, no smartphone users in front of me and no talkers as well, so I can't fault that, that was good. The actual film itself, well, as you can tell, if you've seen my Avengers review that I did, after I saw that, I was like really excited and I was like, still got adrenaline going through my body because I thought that movie was absolutely fantastic and I'd had an absolutely wonderful time seeing that film. As you can see, I'm not so overjoyed doing this review, and the reasons are is there are a few things that I was a little bit disappointed with Iron Man 3. I have to say I do have some issues with it, and it's going to be difficult doing a spoiler-free review and really going into depth why certain things made me very disappointed. So what I might do is I'm going to do like a overall feel for this film. I'm not going to go into plot details at all, and I'm going to do like wait a few weeks once the film's been out in the States, and then I will do a spoiler review and go into more detail on why I was disappointed. This film is a very well made film, very well directed. It's got some really good acting in it. It's very funny in places. I can't fault it. Shane Black, he's great at some of the scripts he's done, like Last Boy Scout, Lethal Weapon. Some of my favourite films. And Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is a film that he directed, and I really enjoyed. And I do like Shane Black movies. And this feels very much like, it's got his stamp all over it. The sense of humour, the way the action plays out. It's good action, but there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek humour in it as well. Now, I'm saying that as a good thing, and in a way it is, but I think that this film probably did it a little bit too much, to the point where it sort of took me out of the film. I felt that this movie was played a bit too tongue-in-cheek, and Robert Downey Jr. is great, he's wonderful as Iron Man, but for me, what this film lacks, which is in Iron Man 1 and which is in the Avengers, it lacks that emotional impact that those films had. You definitely see Tony Stark as a very vulnerable person in Iron Man when he's captured in Afghanistan, and that is the whole reason of why he changes his whole life and the direction it goes in. And in the Avengers, there is a moment. I mean, that's a lot more light-hearted, the Avengers, but there is obviously the moment with Agent Coulson, and so the light-heartedness and the snappy one-liners, they sort of like take a pause for that moment in the film, and there is an emotional impact there. I didn't feel that with this film, unfortunately, and it just seemed to be like don't get me wrong, there's bad things that happen to the main characters in this film. But it seems like Tony Stark, it's too much like it's water off a duck's back to him, and he sort of brushes it off, and he just carries on with the way he is, and he's still making snappy one-liners and making cracks and jokes, and for me that kind of like removed me a little bit from the character, and the worry of how is it all going to pan out in the end. Another thing, I saw the trailer, I was really excited for the film, and what is clever about this is that you see the trailer and you're expecting the film to pan out a certain way. It's clever, but in a way, what happens is it gives you some big surprises that you're not expecting, and you do appreciate them for what they are, don't get me wrong. And you think, wow, I never saw that coming. But after it happens, I kind of felt, well, that was clever, and yes, it is funny how that's panned out. But do you know what? After it happens, and thinking about how it looked in the trailer, I wish it would have, I personally wish it would have been more obvious and stayed the way it, it looked in the trailer. And because obviously the plot goes in a totally different direction that you weren't expecting, in that sense. And I kind of don't know. While I appreciate it was clever, I was disappointed as well with that. So I'll have to go into more details about why that is in another video. But overall, the action set pieces, the part at the end, there's a lot of stuff that's been taken out of the Extremis storyline from Iron Man, and the special effects on that, and the Iron Man fight, that you see in the trailer, which happens. It looks great. That's fantastic. But there's certain characters as well. For instance, Iron Patriot, which is in the film, and you see a certain other Iron Man suits and everything. There's a lot of action going on, but I kind of felt there were certain characters that were underused. Pepper Potts is really good in this. I think she's given her role in this is probably the best use she's been in all three movies. So that is a good thing for Gwyneth Paltrow's character. But as I said, while I appreciate the film, it's clever in a way and it's got a lot of sense of humour, I just didn't feel that sort of involvement and connection to it like I did with Iron Man 1 and the Avengers, and that for me is a disappointment. And I'll definitely go and see it again, and now I know what's going to happen and what's going to pan out. That maybe I'll enjoy it now that these things won't be surprises for me. But as I said, really good film. Don't get me wrong, go and see it. I believe that a lot of people will enjoy it. I know a lot of people are making comments about they've seen it and it's the best Iron Man film they've seen, and it's better than the Avengers. And I see where you're coming from. I can appreciate that you like the film a lot more than I did. I enjoyed it for what it was, but I'm gonna have to give it. I'm gonna give it a rating of 3.5 stars out of 5, and in a way that's disappointing for me because I was hoping it was gonna be at least a 4.5, and maybe I'll enjoy it more the second time round. But I hope you guys, when you go and see it, enjoy it a lot more than I did. I'll catch you later.